Podcast about the game of life and the hero's journey we all experience. Let's jump in with our host, Dylan Watkins, as he introduces today's guest.
What is consciousness on a neuroscientist level? Is reality really real, or is this just our perceptions of reality? These are all questions that we're going to be posing and diving into with Donald Hoffman. He received a PhD in computational psychology from MIT and is a professor of Emeritus of cognitive science at the University of California, Irvine. He is the author of over 100 scientific papers and 3 books, including The Case Against Reality: Why Evolution Hid the Truth from Our Eyes. And without any further delay, I'd like to welcome Donald.
Hi, Dylan.
Hey, thank you so much for coming on. Incredibly excited to dive into this topic with you. Reading your book really kind of broke my brain, and I kind of had to go back to it a couple of times because there's this fundamental concept that you propose, and I'd love to dive into it. And we're going right into the deep end on this one, and we can. Really interesting is the one of the things that you propose in the book is that reality isn't real, matter isn't real. The only thing that really truly exists is our own perceptions of reality as a 3D interface of icons for us to engage with, right? And I was wrapping my head around that over and over again to try to understand that thing, because there's a natural tendency to go, no, it's real. I bang on it, it's real. If I close my eyes, it's there. Therefore, it must be real. But you make a very good case against reality. And I'd love for you to kind of just sort of, if you could, break that down, or break down the thought behind that process.
Right. So our best pillars of science right now are evolution by natural selection, and then also in physics, quantum field theory and Einstein's theory of gravity. And what's remarkable is that both of these pillars of modern science agree that space and time and objects in space and time cannot be the fundamental nature of reality. Whatever reality is, space and time and objects inside space and time are not it. And the argument from evolution is as follows. You can ask the technical question, evolution by natural selection is now a mathematically precise theory. Darwin didn't write it down as a mathematical theory, but it took quite a while before Darwin's theory got turned into mathematics. But now there's something called evolutionary game theory that is now a mathematical model of evolution. And when we use that mathematical framework, we can ask a technical question. What is the probability that natural selection would shape any sensory system of any creature, any organism, to see reality as it is? And that's a technical question, and the answer is the probability is 0.
So, Donald, just give me a pause here right now. Something that happened as we talk about the universe and what we talked about before this podcast is, as soon as I brought you on, your audio started to skip hard. And one of the things I want to make sure is that we have a high quality audio podcast. So what we're going to do is we're going to pause this live stream. We're going to take a beat, and if we need to, we're going to bring it over to another medium. And I don't know what happened and why when I toggled you off and on, you started to skip. But I want to make sure that the audience and everybody can hear you clearly. So just give us a moment. We're going to put a pause on this. We're going to end this live stream. And for anybody else that's curious, put comments below of the questions you're going to have for Donald, and we're going to start in another medium. So give us a pause, Donald, 1 second. And everybody, thank you for the shortest ever podcast on Heroes